is our safety first. Good morning everybody to this rather windy, fresh morning. Temperature wise it's not actually that bad, but yeah, there is a bit of a mean breeze happening at the minute. Right, today we're getting into it. We're going to be going on with the chickpeas at the main farm here because it's still a little bit too wet at the development block. So JD's just up and at it. He's been he's had itchy feet trying to get back on the planter. Everyone looking at the comments, everyone thinks that he's the only one that works. Problem is we can't get him out of the tractor. So I think I've done an hour and a half of planting this season so far, and yeah, he'll just stay in there all day, all night if we'd let him. So yes, it's good. It is good. So everyone's here, and we've got to fill up with dirt, and then we've got to put the chickpeas in. We're going to have to inoculate the chickpeas and do all that. So yeah, then we've got a bit of spraying we've got to do in front of the planter, so that will be happening as well. So yeah, there's just a little bit going on. We'll see if it's not too noisy. We can see how everyone's feeling this morning.
Get the camera away from here. We're having a union meeting.
Is this a union meeting?
Yeah.
Well, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, you'll have a complaint, no doubt. Not with the camera.
So how's everyone feeling this morning?
Look, very positive.
Positive?
We've been restricted with wet weather. I feel sorry for those folk over there that have got the dry, or even in our country. We've had the opposite.
Yes. Down south, South Australia, parts of Western Australia, southern New South Wales, everything. Yeah, there's quite a few places where they can't get anything in, eh?
Quite happy to share.
Yeah. No, it's much better to be in this position, though. I think I said in the last video, I think you end up delaying your timing with wet weather, but when it's dry weather, you've got nothing. So.
Right. No, we've got to spray cotton, plant chickpeas and wheat. It's all happening.
Yeah.
Good.
What happened here, Brad? All these chickpeas on the ground.
Yeah. It was a malfunction. No, it wasn't good.
Righto. That sun's a bit brutal.
Now my Ute's got issues.
Your Ute's got issues.
Yeah, it didn't start flat battery this morning.
Yeah, right.
And when I put the jump pack on, it was only saying 10.5 volts. Once it was running for a bit.
Yeah, right.
I got up here, so I don't know where that battery pack is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just giving him jobs on the camera.
Yes. What? How much? When do we need to get spraying? Is that a you job? I don't know. I do what I'm told. You should know that. Mostly. Righto, we'll let them do that. I better check out Brad's ute. Well, I've been distracted again. I actually just missed the planter going down and start planting, so I should be in the action. But anyway, I'm stuck here. Look, Robbo's even in the John Shearer there. He's stuck here too. But anyway, I've been fiddling around with Brad's ute here, and there's some funny stuff going on. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but it drives me nuts why they do things like variable voltage alternators or smart alternators, because all the reason is for it is so they can meet their emissions or whatever fuel consumption targets, which is 0.00 something of a % improvement. Well, it's a bit more than that, but by being able to ramp down the alternator and not have it charging at say 14 volts constantly. And it just makes life so much harder than it needs to be, particularly when you're trying to do dual battery setups and all of that. Even some DC-DC chargers, you hook up an ignition wire to mean that it just, whenever the ignition's on, it's doing its thing. But even then, sometimes, because it doesn't have the voltage, it's still got voltage drop and you can't get the full current of the DC-DC. So anyway, it's just painful. But anyway, I'm fiddling around with Brad's here. It's got some struggles. So actually, anyone out there that knows of a way to disable the smart alternator feature on these D-Maxes, that'd be excellent. I know how to do it on a few of the other vehicles. you just unplug the shunt on the negative terminal of the battery. But with this, there seems to be some negative consequences of doing that. So that's not the option, and we've tried the dealers and there's no sort of programming you can get to remove it. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm going to let that sit there for a bit. It's the battery was severely discharged. It was going down, when the engine was running, it was going down to like 5 volts. So I'm thinking the battery's obviously crooked, but when you turn it off and let it sit for 20 minutes, it would come back to about 12.5 volts. And then you'd be able to start the vehicle, but you couldn't start the vehicle after you've just turned it off. So there's funky things going on. So anyway, I'm just gonna plod around here, try and get my head around this, probably leave this running a bit, let it charge, and just see where we're at. Brad looks like he's gonna get going on the spraying, so I'm gonna be auto electricing. So there's a little bit going on still with the caravans. Phil's caravan, we've still got to, there was a couple of bits we're waiting on for that to finish that off, and then we can tick all that off. So other than that, everything's pretty good. Dad's currently out on a bit of a holiday testing out his van, so it's very, very interesting to see how that goes. And because we've got plenty of people now, we did have a few people away, but everyone's pretty well back on deck now, so we've got time to be able to do a few of these jobs. So anyway, I'll check up on the planting and all of that a bit later, but at the minute I'll just see if I can nut out a few of these other issues. Well guys, we are back here. We've got JD's just rocked up for the first fill up of the day. So what, you got 40 hectares done? 40 hectares. 40 hectares done. So I've been caught up here doing all sorts of things. Had to fly down and help Brad unload his new freezer. All these very important things. Robbo's been distracting me here, wherever he got to. He's just been doing a few more bits and pieces on the John Shearer here. Going to mix up a bit of inoculant. I guess you want to do seed first? Yeah, we do. I'll go fire up the comma. She's a bit wet still, but we're getting it done. Biggest problem is clearing the mud from here. You can see we're rubbing pretty heavy on that, so you might try and get that out, methinks. This black stuff is good sometimes. It can be a bit of a pain when it's mixed with the straw like this, but sometimes you can get it where it just all comes out in a, well, there's a bit of wire. That's not going to help. It can come out in a big clump. I think we're going to need a big screwdriver or... Anyway, so we don't want to wear through the sidewalls. Tell you something you want to make sure you don't take for granted is these old trucks need air for the brakes to work. So a lot of trucks, I would say all newer trucks, need air to release the brakes. But that red light there, I've got to make sure that goes out. Otherwise, very, very minimal stopping power. It does have a little bit, but not when you're carrying a little bit too many tons on. Here's our safety first. Don't want to fall out. How much air we got? Yeah, got a bit there. That's good. I didn't even check that the chickpeas were in this one. I hope so. Hey? I'll stay in here and hold the brakes on until it builds up air. What? When? Says these old girls, you gotta know their little habits. They come and surprise you by losing air pressure and then releasing the park brake, and well, to be fair, It's not a park brake. That little lever there, that's for like emergency braking. But yeah, because our park brake no longer works, the cable park brake, sometimes we use that, but you got to be real careful because you park it and then when you switch the engine off, you lose air pressure, then the brakes release and it'll roll down the hill. Has happened before. Not by me, but righto. I'll just wait here till we build up enough that I feel confident leaving it here, and we'll yeah, load her up. Well, we got him sorted. He can do the fertiliser by himself. It's just a bit hard with the chickpeas to do that by yourself with the inoculant. Oh. Right. So we'll go and check that out a bit later. I'm being called upon for my auto electrical, I don't know if you call it know-how or what, but we've got Phil's car getting ready for the trip, and I made up a battery box for him like I did with Brad, and that's going to go in the back there to power the fridge. He's got a solar panel up there, and I'm running the wires through to that plug there, and I've run it up inside here through the little I don't know what you call it, the rubber sleeve grommet thing. Poke it out there, and then I have a little Deutsch plug here, and then an adapter that goes from there over to the Anderson plug that plugs into the solar panel. That way he can leave this here, and every time he wants to go on a trip or whatever, he can just plug it in up here and add that and put the solar panel on and do that. So it's not like it's not necessarily a permanent feature, but I've made it semi-permanent. So yeah, just halfway through that. So things are getting busy now. I've been pushing to get a few of these electrical jobs done because it's going to be pretty hectic the next few weeks. But we have the spray plane attempting to spray the development block today. I don't know if he has. We did see it go past, and he might have only got one load out or something, I don't know. But if he can't spray it today, then we're going to have a crack with the grasshopper tomorrow. It's going to be a bit of a mess, but we need to get it sprayed. So yeah, that could be what's happening there. I could be delegated to do spraying for the next couple of days. So we'll just, like everything, we've got to play it by ear. Well, we're going pretty well here. Things are progressing. Got Robbo giving the Land Cruiser a quick wash. So I've introduced him to that that system we've been trying, and yeah, I think he's fallen in love too now. So it's a problem. But JD is down there somewhere, I believe. I don't think I can see him now, but I'm going to be, I guess, yeah, no, I'll admit, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to fly the drone down there and check him out. And yeah, I may be spraying at the development block tomorrow, so I might be removed from the planting for a couple of days. But Brad's currently doing a bit of, just a burn down spray for the cotton, just another defoliation kind of thing, because what can happen is, because it's been a little while, there's a bit of green come back, so a few leaves have come back with the rain and that, and when it's getting munched up, it can wet up the cotton a bit and make the cotton a bit damp. It can also stain it, I believe, and yeah, so you really want it to be dry and crackly, not any green stuff on there. guys, I left my GoPro back at the shed, but over here, Phil and Brad are here putting the treatment on the chickpeas. So here's a bit of the setup, if you can hear me. Putting the blue stuff in, eh?
Yeah.
The red stuff is for the wheat and barley, so that's just stain. So we got a little Milwaukee transfer pump goes up into the auger. Man, that's just noisy. We'll come back over here. I might actually use this for at night time. Seems to work better than the GoPro in low light conditions. Got a little Rusty here. He's a bit excited, ain't you, mate? What were you chasing me for? You didn't like the drone before, hey? So, what I have done here, I've actually run a wire up through there, that grommet thing that I was trying to explain before. So this is the part here that he'll pull off from that plug when he wants to pull the solar panel off. Yeah, that'll make that pretty easy. And then back here, I've got his input from the front battery to the DC charger in this battery box, plugs into there. Where are we? Come on. And then we've got the solar input there, which is on that plug. So I've got two little leads that go into that. So yeah, anyway, that's all done. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see what we're doing in the next one. Probably spraying.